So the first time I ever bet on Phil Mickelson was in 2013. I put $50 for him to win. It was the Open Championship, and he won, and I won $900. Ever since then, I've been hooked on golf, such as sports betting wise, and been winning. Now, the allegations, some are to be true, but the new thing that's out right now, a writer, Bill Walters, is coming out with a book, or already came out with a book, and he is known as one of the best sports bettors in history, and he is telling all Phil business. Now, people know that Phil has been a gambler. He's talked about his addiction. So this is going viral. This is what people are talking about. So we're going to cover it. Let's talk about it. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and help out the algorithm to push this video out to more people. Over the last 3 decades, Phil Mickelson allegedly lost close to $100 million in gambling, tried to bet on the Ryder Cup he was competing in, and made 43 bets on MLB in one day. He might get me beat, because y'all, I don't know, because y'all see some days I have some wild bets. Let's break this down. And also they saying he has bet a total of $1 billion in betting. You know, allegedly bet $1 billion. I don't know if that's all the way true, but let's continue to read. And they've been asking people what's their thoughts about it. First, actually, we'll start with Phil Mickelson response. His response was, I never bet on a Ryder Cup. While it's well known that I was always enjoy a friendly wager on a course, I would never undermine the integrity of the game. I have been very open about my gambling addiction. I have previously conveyed my remorse, took responsibility, have gotten help, has been fully committed to therapy, and positively impacted me. And that has positively impacted me, and I feel good where I am now. Do you guys believe it? So first, before we go all the way into it, you have to think. These guys are, when you're athletes, you're making millions. You believe you know the game, and some actually do. You made it on a pro level, and you have options to bet on it legally or illegally. From the beginning of time, this has always happened. That's why I have been very vocal about, you're going to see ESPN 30 for 30 of how the referees, the coaches, and the players has been betting on games, and if you watch the sports, you see them. You see the referees cheat. You see the players miss open shots, and you see the coaches pull players when it don't make any sense. So that's going to come out. So him betting on games and stuff, and the Ryder Cup, one that he's in, you have to read more into it to see the whole thing that they're talking about, right? So they start asking other players what was their thoughts about it. So first, this is a funny one. So first they asked Rory. So I guess Rory and Phil, they just don't get along. So first, here go what Rory had to say. Because he's mad. He's mad at Phil taking that live money. He's mad at him getting that big money. He stayed strong to the people in the USA, and they still went in bed with him. So Rory looked dumb.
Totally different topic. The talk of the golf world is this book excerpt that came out about Phil Mickelson. I'm curious what the reaction in there was when you read about it.
I mean, at least he can bet on the Ryder Cup this year because he won't be a part of it.
So he threw his shade. He said he could bet on it because he won't be playing this year. And it was funny. They asked, oh no, where is at? They asked another golfer, and he literally stumbled on his word because he was going to give an opinion. But he thought about it like, I'm going to get mixed up. Let me find that real quick. Here it goes. When they asked Jordan Spieth.
Since the talk of the golf world, what was the discussion like in the locker room at all about it?
I mean, I would say people were maybe a bit surprised at the amount of I haven't really seen a whole lot on it. I just saw what some people sent me and stuff, and it was so quick this morning that even if I wanted to comment, I don't think it's a good idea.
He like, even if I wanted to comment, let me leave that alone. Let me leave that one alone. So now Phil has responded to what Rory said on reply to Rory. Phil said he's right. I can bet on it. I'm probably going to bet on Rory to lose every match he play in. Remember when he was crying at the last Ryder Cup? Me too. Fans are laughing at Rory because Rory has underachieved. If you're a golfer, you know he, had so much hype, came in. Once he got big, he just fell off. I don't know. He just couldn't handle it for context. Tour golf. So I'm loving this. So the next thing is you have to understand who is Bill Walters, because it's like, okay, who is this guy that came out of nowhere? Do he hold any merit? Why are you spilling the beans like this? This don't make sense to be putting my man bets out there, his personal business and all that good stuff, right? So I had to look him up. Bill Walters. Long story short, we're going to read this one. We'll read right here. The last one. Actually, I forgot which one was read. But basically, Bill Walters, he is a sports betting guru. Here we go. In the 1980s, Walter joined the computer group, which used computer analysis sports outcome. Over a period of 39 years, Walters has only had one losing year with a 30-year winning streak. Though he finished in the red for a few months, he was always in the black by the end of the year. Walters has bet on basketball, college football. Walters won $3.5 million betting on the Super Bowl when New Orleans Saints won. Due to his reputation, Walter often placed his bets through runners, so bookmakers would remain unaware to his personal bets. That's what I would want to have after a while. Like, say I blow up and get millions of followers and athletes start watching my channels and stuff, I would have to get that so everybody can't know, because if I'm saying Jason Tatum is going to have under 30 points, he might have over 30 just to piss me off, and the coach might keep him in, and I want it to be outside of that. So he's one of those guys, and he went to jail for insider trading, and that's just basically, they all had to hook up on something, so he ended up having an insider trading and losing it. So he did a interview. This the book, Gambler Secret from Life at Risk. Since I'm a gambler, I will probably read that book. I hope you have it as an Audible book. Got to look into it. Let me know if you already read it or if you're interested in it, so I won't get a copyright strike. I'm going to play the audio, show the picture, and let's see what's your thoughts about it.
How you met Phil Mickelson?
I met Phil Mickelson in 2006 at the AT&T. I'd made the cut, the amateur cut, which was quite an accomplishment. And I was playing with Frederick Jakobsen, and I happened to be paired in the same group with Phil, and clearly I knew who he was, and I got a real strong impression that he knew who I was, because in the first round of golf we talked about sports from the time we teed off until the time we came in.
I was around a bookmaker who, in Las Vegas, who said that Phil Mickelson came in and made a big preseason bet on the Baltimore Ravens to win the Super Bowl the year they won it. And he said, Phil's been losing to me ever since. And he won that. But Phil winds up owing you a lot of money. Does that come about through sports betting? Or I can't imagine you were a good golfer, but I can't imagine you beating Phil regularly.
Well, first of all, you're right. I never beat him regularly playing golf. Well, we played golf together, and I would say it was probably tit for tat. But as far as Phil owing me any money, we had a gambling relationship that lasted for 6 years. From my perspective, I think it was more than that. I think we became friends. And the book that I've written, it will go into detail about what that relationship was. It included the trial that I was involved with in the Southern District of New York.
The insider trading accusations by the federal government, right?
Well, actually, they end up being proven. But anyway, so much for that. The way things worked out, Phil and I no longer have the relationship we have today.
I was told that you feel that if Phil had agreed to testify, that you would not have been found guilty. True or false?
I think that's in the public already out there, and I think I've already said that, and yes, that's true. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a lot to unpack there. So first, if you owe somebody money, it's kind of a free-for-all at that point. Once you owe me some money, yeah, you should have paid me my money if you don't want me to turn up. So, and he's saying he believed if Phil would have had his back, he wouldn't have went to jail for 5 years. It makes me want to read the book. It makes me want to read the book. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments about this. I'll read the book. I'll let you guys know, so y'all won't do it since I'm a reader and all that stuff. I hope it's audible book, so I don't have to physically read it. But we will stay on to this because I am a Lefties fan, and that's my dog. Hope he is doing better. Look like he's doing well. And I hate when allegations come up from like when he was betting 10, 20 years ago. Now, we haven't heard anything about him betting in the last decade. But now he got to get flat for things he done. He already talked about things. That's the only thing I don't like about social media. Now people don't allow you to grow as a person always. What's your thoughts in the comments?